discuss the media. How did you two meet?
We met in New York, 1998. It was a fashion week.
As First Lady, I believe we need to fight against the cyberbullying. All of the people on the Twitter who are saying the bad things, we need to stop them. We need to make sure that they cannot carry on what they're doing.
Live TV just turned up the heat, hotter than a Mar-a-Lago FBI raid. Trevor Noah went all in, exposing the bizarre enigma of Melania and Trump's marriage. And trust me, the tea was nuclear.
Donald Trump was sitting in the living room, turned on the lights. Hi, Melania. I saw what you said about me on the news. It was very not nice.
From Melania's deadly side eyes to those infamous hand swats, Trevor torched it all. The audience was in stitches, the internet exploded, and you just know Trump was foaming at the mouth, probably firing off rage texts in all caps. Did Trevor just expose the elephant in the room? Oh, he demolished it. Before we jump in, if you enjoy watching our videos, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It's totally free for you, but it means the world to us.
The big mystery is, what did the FBI find? Well, according to Donald Trump's third favorite son, the only thing the FBI took was his heart.
Trevor Noah didn't just roast. He annihilated the fairy tale with the sharpness of a late-night hitman. Sitting back, smooth as silk, he peeled back the layers of Trump and Melania's marriage so effortlessly, it was like he'd been waiting his whole life to drop this bomb.
Also, I would pay anything to know what he wrote inside that card that he definitely didn't actually get. Like, roses are red, love is a mystery, I had a historic electoral college victory. Why did Trump say he called into Fox and Friends? Because it was Melania's birthday. Like, what does that mean? He's like, honey, I've got a great celebration planned for us today. I'm gonna talk to some TV people while sitting on the toilet. Like, oh, thank you, Donald. My life is a beautiful dream.
And just like that, the studio became a war zone of laughter and gasps. Some doubled over, others nearly fell out of their seats. And somewhere, you know, a tiny, furious hand was stabbing at a keyboard in pure rage. The air crackled. This wasn't just comedy, it was a truth bomb disguised as a punchline. Because no matter what side they were on, everyone felt it.
Did you ever have Trump on the show?
No, we never did.
He did say some bad things about you on.
I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
Yeah, I do. I keep up with it. Yeah,
but you have like a feud with him. You have like a real. So here's what I've noticed. Like, Trump's annoyance at people is directly proportional to how big they were when he like focused on the media. Does that make sense?
I see. Yeah, right.
So, like,
And then, boom, the internet detonated. The clip shot through social media like a Mar-a-Lago scandal on steroids. Twitter X became a gladiator pit of memes and meltdown takes. TikTok turned it into an editing war zone, complete with dramatic music and slow-mo zooms. Even mainstream news couldn't resist hitting replay like it was breaking news. Headlines dropped faster than Trump's legal troubles, some calling it the roast of the century, others a comedy nuke wrapped in brutal honesty. But one thing was certain, Trevor had just unleashed a wildfire that no one could put out.
I feel like after a couple of hours, the doctor told her she could go home, and Melania was like, no, I should stay. I should stay until you check everything out. I stay longer. I was like, okay, well, Miss First Lady, since we're keeping you longer, your husband is on his way to visit. Okay, pull the plug. We've tried everything. Pull the plug. It's like, you're not on life support. I don't care. Just try it.
Trevor Noah didn't just roast Trump and Melania's marriage, he grilled it to perfection, basted it in pure comedy, and served it extra crispy. If anyone expected him to play nice, they must be new here. He went straight for the jugular, dropping a savage highlight reel of their most awkward moments, seasoned with just enough truth to burn like $1 billion divorce payout.
Trump's hands really couldn't catch a break, because this time, the First Lady gave him the old download too slow. Which made me wonder, like, when you watch that, do you think maybe Melania is jealous? Maybe that's what this was about? Oh, now you want to hold hands, Donald? You sure you wouldn't rather be holding that orb? I remember.
First up, the iconic hand swat heard round the world. You know the one, Melania in broad daylight publicly yeeting Trump's hand like it was dripping in unpaid lawsuits. Trevor brought it back hard, reenacting the moment with Oscar-worthy precision. The flick, the disgust, the don't you dare touch me energy. It was all there, sealing its status as one of the greatest relationship rejections ever. But Trevor? Oh, he was just getting warmed up. Next, he dived straight into Melania's Hall of Fame-worthy death stares, those icy, soul-freezing glances that scream, "Send help." He broke it down, moment by moment, showing how every time Trump spoke, her face went from mild regret to questioning every life choice. And just like that, her expressions became the ultimate punchline. Trevor painted a picture so brutal, so undeniably real, you could practically feel Melania's soul trying to astral project out of that nightmare, stuck in a timeline where she has to nod and smile while Trump rants about windmills giving people cancer.
If I had $400 million in loans coming due, I'd also be trying to cancel the election. It also explains why Melania isn't leaving Trump. I mean, if she divorces him, she gets half of the $400 million in debt. I also now get why Trump was rooting for Bernie Sanders so hard. He wanted him to win so that the government would bail him out. I mean, it all makes sense now, people. It even explains why Trump has been destroying the post office. Good luck collecting your money when you can't mail him a bill.
And then, boom, Trevor delivered the fatal blow. The ultimate scam marriage exposed. He didn't just hint. He flat out suggested their union was less happily ever after and more hostile business merger gone horribly wrong. Trump, the failed investor, Melania, the regretful buyer trapped in a deal with no exit clause. Trevor painted the picture. She skimmed the contract, missed the red flags, and now just patiently waits for the bankruptcy notice. The crowd lost it because, let's be real, the accuracy was brutal. But the real magic? It wasn't just the jokes. It was the execution. The smirk, the perfectly timed eyebrow lift, the pause that hung in the air like a legal disclaimer before he dropped a punchline so razor-sharp it could shred a prenup on impact. Trevor didn't just roast their marriage, he peeled back the illusion, exposing the cracks in their gold-plated fairy tale. And while the audience howled with laughter, somewhere in a penthouse, Trump was seeing red. Somewhere on a designer couch, Melania was silently sipping her tea. And somewhere on X, the meme factory was already working overtime.
If I had $400 million in loans coming due, I'd also be trying to cancel the election. It also explains why Melania isn't leaving Trump. I mean, if she divorces him, she gets half of the $400 million in debt. I also now get why Trump was rooting for Bernie Sanders so hard. He wanted him to win so that the government would bail him out. I mean, it all makes sense now, people. It even explains why Trump has been destroying the post office. Good luck collecting your money when you can't mail him a bill.
Let's get one thing crystal clear. If Trump and Melania's marriage has given the world anything, it's a masterclass in public awkwardness. And Trevor Noah? Oh, he just put it under a floodlight. Their public moments aren't happily ever after. They're blink twice if you're trapped. The stiff posture, the deadpan stares, the reluctant hand-holding that looks more like a hostage negotiation than romance. At this point, even wax figures show more chemistry. And let's not pretend we've recovered from that hand swat, Melania swerving Trump like he was a desperate telemarketer. Then, there was the RNC speech debacle, Melania reading off the teleprompter with all the enthusiasm of someone delivering a ransom note, while Trump stood next to her like a CEO who just acquired a failing business. But here's the real tea.
We've known for a long time that President Trump once had an affair with Playboy playmate Karen McDougal. But yesterday, we learned more about the conspiracy to keep this affair quiet, thanks to Michael Cohen, Trump's former attorney and Sopranos background actor. You didn't even notice him in the picture, do you? Because, you see, it turns out, like so many Sopranos characters, Cohen was wearing a wire.
This is a secret recording provided by Michael Cohen's lawyer. Cohen and then candidate Donald Trump discussing paying for former playmate Karen McDougal's story of an alleged affair.
Is this love? Or is Melania just seeing out the final ironclad terms of some nightmare contract? Because let's be real, no prenup in history has ever looked more airtight than whatever silent deal these two are locked into.
Mrs. Trump, Melania Trump, the international cover girl, has now joined us. We got to discuss the media. How did you two meet?
We met in New York, 1998. It was a fashion week, September 1998.
The famous fashion week.
The famous fashion week in
Were
New York.
you introduced?
Well, no, we were both at the same party, and that's how we met. He came to
right
me.
away?
I went crazy. I said, I was actually supposed to meet somebody else, and there was this great supermodel sitting next to Melania, and I was supposed to meet this supermodel, and they were saying, look, there's so-and-so. I said, forget about her. Who's the one on the left? And it was Melania.
You like him right away?
It was a great chemistry and energy. We had, great time. We started to talk, and it was something was there right away.
Melania's bare minimum energy isn't just a vibe, it's a masterclass in surviving a contract she can't escape. She shows up, nods just enough to meet the terms, but never enough to sell the illusion. And those robotic smiles, they scream, "Let's wrap this up," faster than a reality star on the chopping block. From dragging her feet behind Trump to delivering the dullest birthday wish in history, the proof is everywhere. Their chemistry, about as electric as a toaster in a bathtub. And Trevor Noah, he just made sure the whole planet saw it in 4K. So, is this a love story gone horribly wrong, or just a business deal with bad fine print? Either way, Trevor cashed in big. Trump's reaction, not a meltdown, a Category 5 social media hurricane. The second Trevor sledgehammered his marriage, it was only a matter of time before Trump erupted. A flurry of rage posts, weak denials, and classic overcompensation. Because if there's one thing Trump can't stand, it's a comedian exposing the scam of his perfect union. Too bad the world already saw the receipts.
My favorite moments randomly in hosting the show was I saw a what was it? What do they call them? Do they call them a truth social? That like fake Twitter that no one, even the right wingers aren't on really. A truth, right? I don't know what it is. Anyway, a what? No, it's called Truth Social, I think. No one cares. Anyway, the point is Trump sent out one of his thingies. I don't know what they called, and it was like Trevor Noah was never funny. Jon Stewart was only slightly better. And then like he goes on like a rant and he's just like, these people don't realize if they moved more to the center like me, they would have more followers. Then I'm like, center like you? I'm like, my man, you think you're in the middle? But what was funny was like someone was like, oh, he said that you're not funny, and I was like, yeah, I read that, but I was like, oh, so you watching?
Trump's response came at warp speed, smashing into Truth Social like a desperate PR grenade. It was loud, frantic, and reeked of a man who just got dragged on national TV, and felt every second of it. Every word oozed that signature Trump bravado. Over-the-top chest thumping, barely hiding the thin-skinned panic attack underneath. He didn't just defend his marriage, he declared it the greatest love story ever told. A romance so legendary, it apparently required a full-scale social media meltdown to prove it. And the internet? Oh, they ate it up. Because nothing screams stable, loving relationship like a caps lock crisis, a wave of sweaty desperation, and a man who absolutely refuses to let it go.
Yes. Did you fall in love then?
It was a connection. It was a connection.
You said our chemistry was undeniable. Our connection felt natural. In private, he revealed himself as a gentleman, displaying tenderness and thoughtfulness.
Meanwhile, Fox News went into full-blown crisis mode. Late-night hosts were rolling the tapes, headlines were piling up, and there was only one way to stop the inferno: spin, spin, spin. Suddenly, this wasn't about Trump and Melania's robotic, ice-cold public moments. No, now it was a Hollywood hit job against a good, wholesome couple. Cue the melodramatic monologues about unfair treatment, the fake news hysteria, the carefully cherry-picked guest panels stacked with relationship experts who, surprise, surprise, all insisted that Trump and Melania were the gold standard of marital bliss. At this point, it wasn't news. It was a high-budget PR stunt, a desperate attempt to drown out the laughter and force-feed the world a fairy tale no one was buying.
The answer is yes. On behalf of our wonderful First Lady, Melania, and myself, the answer is yes, and we look forward to being there and honoring the King and honoring really your country. Your country is a fantastic country, and it'll be our honor to be there.
While Trump was raging and Fox was spinning, Melania was MIA. No statements, no forced smiles, no damage control, just silence. And that silence, louder than any headline, because while Trump lives for attention, Melania's coldest power move has always been her complete disappearance. No arguments, no explanations. Just vanishing, leaving Trump scrambling to prove something she won't even acknowledge. Social media went feral. Was she rolling her eyes behind the scenes, booking a one-way flight to Slovenia? Or did she not even care, too busy ignoring this meltdown like she's ignored every failed hand-holding attempt? The world was dying for answers. Melania? She gave them nothing.
Now, the reason I've been thinking about Melania lately is because in the wake of Trump's recent immigration crackdown, I've started to notice something that's got me really concerned. I think Donald Trump is trying to deport Melania. No, and you might be asking, why would he want to deport his wife? I don't know, but things haven't exactly been perfect between them. First of all, it's no secret that Melania barely spends any time at the White House. Secondly, when he tried to hold her hand in public, she tried to slap it away.
And that, more than anything, made Trump's furious meltdown look even more pathetic. Because let's be real, if you have to scream from the rooftops that your marriage is perfect, it's not. No matter how many rage posts Trump fired off, or how many propaganda segments Fox News churned out, one thing was undeniable. Trevor Noah didn't just crack a joke. He cracked the facade. And now, all Trump could do was flail, rant, and spiral as the story slipped further out of his control. But if there's one thing the internet loves more than a juicy scandal, it's roasting it into the ground. The second Trevor torched Trump and Melania's marriage, X turned into a meme war zone, hashtags flying, jokes ruthlessly piling up, and Trump's dignity getting annihilated in real time. Within minutes, hashtag she starred Shong, hashtag free Melania, and Trump marriage truthers were trending like a fire.
I feel like Trump would be exactly the same even if he spoke Arabic. It would be like the same thing. It would be like,
The fallout is inevitable, and the world is glued to the spectacle. Trump clapping back at Trevor Noah? As certain as the sun rising, but just how unhinged will it be? Will he rage post in all caps, calling late-night hosts part of a deep state comedy coup trademark? Or will he sit down for a cringeworthy primetime interview, insisting his marriage is stronger than ever, while Melania stares into the abyss, mentally booking her next solo getaway? But the real mystery? Melania. Is she quietly stuffing designer bags, dreaming of a drama-free life, or just sighing, knowing that defending this marriage is way above her pay grade? And let's not forget, Trevor just ignited a comedy arms race. Will Kimmel dedicate an entire segment to deciphering Melania's hostage blinks? Will Colbert drop a State of the Union, Trump marriage disaster edition? One thing's for sure, this roast has just begun. And Trump's worst nightmare? It's only getting hotter. That's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed the ride, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Your support means everything to us, and trust me, the best is yet to come. See you soon.